Fish fam, it is Nikachu, Merfolk Master, and we are playing the second half of our Modern Challenge with Cenote Scout, the 1-green 1/1 Merfolk Scout. Enters the battlefield, it explores. So you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, you draw it. If it's not a land, you can keep it on top, put it in your graveyard, and Cenote Scout becomes a 2/2 because you put a counter on it. So the deal is, what I really like about this deck, which actually has been getting some hype through Zeagle, who's put a lot of work into the deck, is at least gives you some more creatures on turn 1 that you can play. But not only that, like, Tideshaper is quite good as a 2/2 versus all the island decks, but if you're not up against an island deck, then it's never a 2/2. And also, I almost never want to play this on turn 1. Whereas Cenote Scout is a deck card I'm going to want to play on turn 1 versus every deck. And 2/3 of the time, because 2/3 of our deck are non-lands, it's going to be a 2/2 creature. And one of the biggest choke points, I think, to Merfolk since Silvergill Adapt got removed from the deck because it effectively got, like, soft banned from the Fury Bowmaster environment. Bowmaster's still around. Is that when we have Mutavault and an island, very often we have these Mutavault, I would say Mutavault land hands. So Mutavault Mystery Rainforest, Mutavault Cavern of Souls. We don't have so many things to do, or we have less things to do with that mana base. And at the very least, if we got like Cavern of Souls, Mutavault, we have a few more things to progress our board with the Cenote Scout, or at least dig deeper into our deck to find exactly what we need to get going on here. So far in our challenge, Cenote Scout has done a little bit, not a whole lot. Same thing with the Stern Scolding, also did a little bit, not a whole lot, but still something better than nothing. For the most part, we're getting good matchups. The games are going well, and hopefully we can keep running that back. All right, so let's get into our game. And we are up against who knows who. These days, you gotta look up everybody. We are up against Jade Jenga. Our opponent's still. Oh, our opponent is here. They're playing Mill. And we have a 1-land hand, completely useless. So I will mulligan.
Pretty sure it's Ganja de Janga.
Oh, yeah?
Ganja meaning marijuana.
This hand's terrible versus Mill. This hand's very bad versus Mill. We have no pressure whatsoever. First thing to do is on, like, turn a million. We lost the die roll. We can mulligan again. Okay, this we can keep. And we will toss... The Stern Scolding is actually fine, although it's not going to be very valuable. I guess I'm going to keep it just in case we can hit a crab. It should be good in this matchup because crabs matter so much. It'll be the dominant reason we ever lose.
That and the.
Unfortunately, I can't hold it up on turn 1 here. I wonder, do I just forego playing a crab?
You don't have any.
Because the crabs matter, like, they're everything. But I don't want to slow my clock down at the same time by playing Island Go, and they don't even play a second crab. So a Misty Rainforest, sack. Breeding Pool. I would love to pay 2 life. Life matters not much in this matchup. And then whatever we put on top, I guess whatever we have on top, we'll just keep it on top. Archive Trap, sure. We lost a bunch of cards.
Whew.
You got us. Got him.
13.
13's a lot of cards. We have Ether Vial. Oh, God. I don't even want to draw that. Of all the cards, I guess we'll put that in the graveyard and self-mill us by 1. What are the odds? Hold on. No, I think I'm going to keep it on top. I'm going to gamble. Put the reveal card in your graveyard? No. So, like, they have to play a land. They have to play a land and mill that. They have to. Like, if they don't play a land and mill us, that might be a good thing. So we're going to keep the Ether Vial on top of our deck. Mill is generally a good matchup. Rune Crab. I guess holding up Stern Scolding was going to be worthwhile. This is mainly how I lose these games. Like, this is the main way I lose against Mill. Nothing else matters. If they double crab me and then just go like fetch land, they can get the job done if I don't have a fast enough clock. Anyway, they put my Ether Vial into my graveyard exactly as I had planned. Botanical Sanctum. Stern Scolding looking a little awkward here. Well, what are my options here? Master of the Pearl Trident or Trickster. I think I'm just going to attack for 2. I don't think they're... Oh, no! I'm supposed to play my land first, then attack for 2. Because they can freely block here. If I play a land, I threaten Hexcatcher. Anyway, I can't threaten a Hexcatcher here. I just look stupid. Yeah. Okay, I miss out on 2 damage. And what are the odds you have a 3rd Rune Crab? Not likely. So I'm just going to upkeep Trickster this Rune Crab. How many cards are in my graveyard? 20, so they can already get off...
Tasha City's Laughter?
No, not Tasha City's Laughter. Something else. Sure, Fatal Push. It's a 1 blue something Dreams. They draw 3 cards. I'll tap down the Ruin Crab, I guess. We look to be in position to lose this, though. Unless I can top deck another Lord. And somehow this Stern Scolding can interact with them. They have a lot of cards. Tasha's Hideous Laughter and the Jace. Everything can blow us out. I said this in the deck tech in the first round. I'm like mostly copying Zeagle's list. But I don't believe this should be in the main deck. This is a fantastic example of just being too late in the matchup. Like, I find that Stern Scolding is more of like a Dismember's 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think Dismember is just better than Stern Scolding overall. Although it did help me beat some random combo deck where Dismember might have been worse. What do you want to do? They're stuck on a blue. I guess it might benefit us that they have a bunch of really expensive mill cards and they never draw another land. There's no difference between these, right? Each opponent mills 3. This one, target player mills 3. Yeah, so in general, in my opinion, it's a good matchup. But I can still lose, usually from these types of hands. Also didn't help that we mulligan a few... How many times did we mulligan?
Twice.
Yeah, mulligan to 5 is not good either. This is like another one of these types of games where like you might lose and be like, oh, you know, maybe mill is hard. No, you mulligan to 5. And that was the problem. It's hard to evaluate sometimes. It's hard. Some people misunderstand how a match plays out very often because they don't consider the mulligan situation at the beginning of the game. I mean, sometimes you're advantaged even if you mulligan to 5, but usually like a mulligan to 5 and your opponent keeping 7 is like really big, especially if you are on the play. Those cards really matter. Visions Beyond, that's what I was thinking of. Can't do anything about that, so they'll draw 3.
I remember you mulliganed to 4 against a Dredge player, and still rocked him.
I guess I will... I really want to play the Stern Scolding on something. This is going to be like my last chance. I'm going to hope that they drew something. Drew a crab that I can Stern Scolding. Otherwise, this play is a bit poor. I'm in a bit of trouble here. Come on, one more crab. One more crab for the road. You still got that in you. Opponent thinking, pondering with their mill deck. I mean, it is like a semi-control deck, so there are things to think about, but and maybe it's even more things to think about if they still are not drawing any lands. Another potential benefit for playing the Master of the Pearl Trident first is if I just keep top decking lands, this is absolutely the fastest clock. Ooh, what is this? Just gonna kill my Master? Yep, drone unlock. Master down. Mill me again. Keeping your life total nice and high.
Too many cards.
Yeah, I'm stone dead. They have 4 cards left in. I mean, even like it's a lose-lose situation no matter what. If they got lands, I'm screwed. If they okay, this is actually worthwhile. Okay, I'm gonna attack for 2 properly. Okay, they don't want to block. Very smart. I'll try to Tishana's Tiebinder this Ruin Crab or Head-on Crab or something.
Hopefully he doesn't have any more fatal pushes.
I guess I hit this thing. We're going to preordain. Tiebinder might be our only chance at salvaging this. They have preordained, so it's very likely I'm going to bring in.
Alright.
It's incredibly likely I'm going to be bringing in Chalice, and we're probably going to have to side out some Cenote scouts or something. Oh, well, I'm just screwed all around here.
They gave Mill too many tools.
They did give Mill like a lot of new tools, but it still doesn't really matter that much.
This is supposed to be like a joke archetype. They made it too serious.
It was completely unplayable for decades, and now they have their chance at playability. So they're in there, you know? This person's 3-1 or something in this modern challenge. Oh god, Field of Ruin is terrible too. Okay, we're just lost. It's okay. I don't need to say anything else. They're just going to Field of Ruin us. Last 6 cards go in and we're dead. Okay, what do we want? Okay, I want Chalice on 1. I definitely want Dismember here. Force Negation is just a random counterspell. Can I counter anything with this? Red or green? Nope, they have none of those. Cards I do not want. Okay, I'm willing to go up to 64 cards. Okay, I'm on the play, so Stern Scolding. No, I'm probably not going to... I really want Chalice on 1 to shut off Fatal Push, Preordain, Visions of Beyond, amongst many other cards. More future crabs that they could play. I just have to probably side out some Spaloons. Actually, how important is Subtlety here? Just to stall a crab. And Jace. I don't mind, even though I draw a card, I don't mind Spaloon that badly. Take out a Subtlety. And hopefully I have enough watered down deck where I have uncounterable Cenote scouts that even if I play Chalice on 1, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Okay, counterspells are good. Tishana's Tiebinder is fine. I have a feeling Stern Scolding is good on the play, but I don't know if it's better than having not Chalice. Chalice on 1 is just very strong. Very, very strong in this matchup. They have some answers for it, like Otawara, but like it kills off like a huge ton of their huge chunk of their deck. The only problem is we have so many 1-drops. Like I'm not used to having so many 1-drops. Might be accurate to side out 2 of them. Also, I don't know how necessary it is to side up into like 4 more cards, but I do it. I haven't been strictly punished for it. We're making the deck a little bit more leaner and low to the ground anyway. But if I made any personal changes to this deck, I would definitely have Dismember in the main over the Stern Scolding. I would love to go first. I guess we're gonna keep this. It's got very dubious interaction, but Tishana's Tiebinder can interact with a crab. Also can interact with potentially Jace if that comes out. They mulligan to 6. Less cards in their hand, the better. Also, we're really counting on the Cenote Scout here. Cenote Scout shows us nothing. Then we could be in a lot of trouble. This is your. Okay, so we can say I can only keep this starting hand, or maybe I could have kept the hand no matter what if it had Cenote Scout or not, because the Tishana's Tiebinder can use any mana by turn 3. It's just that thanks to Cenote Scout, I have a pretty good chance to play 2 drops on turn 2. Whereas at the moment I don't.
Well, he's grilling. Does he mill himself further or what?
Well, thinking really hard on 6. We might also win on time. That last game took 8 minutes. And we didn't even have a fight. Okay, Merfolk.
Yeah, mill triggers are expensive on time.
Green. All right, find us some lands. And if not, we're going to dump some garbage in the graveyard. Force negation. The reveal card in your graveyard. That is awkward, but yes. That is very, very awkward. Okay. Ooh, I can hit that thing too. How does this trigger? When we play the exiled card without paying its mana cost, if the library has 20 or fewer cards in it. Interesting. Okay, come on, land. Cenote Scout, do it for me, because I was going to draw Force Negation. Not happy about that card. But, it's better than nothing, I guess. If you draw a 3rd land on curve, I guess that would be okay. Well, there's that Ruin Crab. Coming to ruin my day. Well, there's one land. Actually, I don't know the order. I guess this came first, this came second, this came third.
Fetchlands shouldn't have been called lands.
What are they then?
Should have been called something else.
Fetchies?
But I mean, their official type on the card is land. But you don't actually use them to generate mana, so...
I love how they're playing around Hexcatcher the entire time. Okay, we're just going to pass. And then ideal would be they play a land, they crack it, and then we hit the thing. Do we have 20 cards in our graveyard? Or are they just trying to draw a random card? We only have 7 cards in our graveyard, so they're just drawing a random card. That's fine. So they're lacking something. Either they're lacking lands, they're lacking spells. Field of Ruin. Coming to hit my Mutavault. What is the best thing that I can do here? You Field of Ruin to get what? Fatal Push? So I can either go for this Field of Ruin activation, or I go for the Ruin Crab. But my problem is if they can just pass the turn and do absolutely nothing, that would be a big problem. So I guess we're just going to hit this thing. Curious to know what they're going to hit with the Field of Ruin. They could hit Cavernous Souls. They might not also. They also might not want to activate Field of Ruin, because if they do, then they can't play like a mill spell this turn, and they really depend on, I guess, playing a Fatal Push this turn. Okay. Get rid of our Mutavault. I'm assuming they're gonna get a black source. I'm gonna take an island because
why not?
Something like that. Okay, that gets countered. Fatal Push, Shine Stiebinder.
Little does he know, you have another one.
I do have another one.
Alright.
Archive trap me. Go down to 31.
Yikes. Alright. Now we just need Lord, Lord, Lord. 4 on the board.
I think I actually want to hit this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to start by attacking for 2. If they block, I'll Violent Lord. I think just die. Okay, they don't want to do that. That's fine. Start by casting. Hopefully this doesn't screw me over. And then I guess we'll Trickster the crab at upkeep.
Sorry, bud.
Hopefully they don't play Tasha's Hideous Laughter or some nonsense versus me. That is the thing. Actually, maybe I could have Subtlety in my deck just to increase the curve of my deck versus Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Stop it. Stop doing things. Look at this.
Is this Laughter or the 14 card one? Or is it Jace?
He doesn't have any black mana, so...
No black mana, yeah. So Fatal Push offline. Stupid Destroy, Drown the Lock offline. No! No! Okay, so we can attack for 6. I have no idea how to win this game now. Well, we have 1 Ottawa in the entire deck. Okay, I have to attack for 6. And next turn I can attack and Vial in a Lord of Atlantis for victory, but they need 2 cards in hand. I need them to have 2 cards in hand. Okay, so when they crack that fetch land, that's my cue to like hit it, and hopefully they have like 2 gigantic spells that they can't play that turn. If they play too many lands, they're drawing a bunch of lands. No! If their hand is only lands, that can help me.
Dang it.
No, they're playing more spells. Not supposed to. I think we're just lost. I think we're just lost. Can I win from here? There's 1 Ottawa in the deck. If it's not in the graveyard already. This deck only plays 1. I mean, I can't do anything about this. My only chance is somehow my opponent gets clogged with 2 cards in hand that they can't cast, like 2 archive traps. We attack with all. Their life total is low enough. Can I bounce anything back to their hand?
Aether Gust if you have it.
No,
No,
Aether
no,
Gust
red,
doesn't do
green,
that.
black. So dumb. Why doesn't it hit blue cards?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm hoping my opponent... And they keep playing lands. Like, that would have been fine if they had, like, extra lands in hand, but they don't. I need them to have Archive... I need them to have, like, Archive Trap in hand.
Now's your chance if you want to.
Yeah. This is not going to hit anything else. Might as well. Well, they can Field of Ruin now, I guess. And then they can play the Archive Trap. Shoot. No, but they could play Archive Trap anyway. I'm just trying to like formulate some way of winning this game.
Hate that card. Dumb bridge.
They just have too much mana in play, along with a bunch of bridges. I have nothing in here. Do I have an Otawara? There's the Otawara, but it's useless. Oh no, Otawara is not useless because I can bounce the crab. And if I bounce the crab, then they'll have 2 cards in the hand. Or I bounce a bridge or something. Bridge is probably safer. You may play the exiled card. The hell's the exiled card? Each opponent mills 14 cards, that's fine. Okay, here's our... Please don't hit the Otawara. That's our only chance. Oh, they hit the Otawara! I think we're just screwed. Just comes down to them...
Getting clogged like a toilet.
Yeah. I have 5 cards left in my deck, too. I don't even know what I want to draw here. No, that is useless to me. Oh, getting taken down by Mill. 2-0. 2-0 as well.
Sucks. A card that he needs black for, which he can't cast.
No, they have tons of black mana. They have
Oh,
everything.
right.
They have everything. No, it's impossible. It's actually impossible for me to win. I don't even know what I'm playing on here. To see what they have. I don't know. They could randomly let me attack for no reason.
Yeah, his guard could slip.
Like, I really have no idea what they could have in their hand. Really, 2 Archive. No, it's not even Archive Trap. Sorry, Archive Trap is 5 mana. They can cast that. I thought it was 6. I don't know what they could draw. It's not a land, because they could play that.
Well, he's got 2 cards in hand now.
Yeah, but it's probably one's probably a removal spell.
Well, we'll see. Shoot. Stop. Stop it.
Yeah, that's fine. See, like, this is crazy. Like, I can interact with all these things. Like, this Factual Sanity with Tashanda's Tidebinder. We have a lot of interaction. Anyway, nothing was going our way. Oh, well. Got defeated by Mill. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but I would still be super happy to be paired against Mill like a million times in a row in a tournament. I mean, if Ensnaring Bridge is really popular in their sideboard, like, I'm not sure how many copies they brought in versus us. That could be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Ensnaring Bridge is not that popular in Modern right now. One downside to this Cenote Scout deck is that it's only running 1 Otawara. 1. And basically, it's pretty standard to have 2 Otawaras in, like, most mono blue lists. So that would have given me, like, a little bit more of a chance to interact with this card. I mean, we still have, like, Force and Negation and things like that. We're just beating our opponent on curve. Did we miss 1 turn? Yeah, we missed 1 turn with Vile. That was unfortunate. Whatever. Okay, that was actually technically round 5. To you guys, it's round 4, and we'll see you guys in the next match. What?
We're up against the kilogram.
Oh yeah, the kg. Yeah.
2 pounds per kilogram.
Well, we won the die roll. I guess I'll keep this, but it's a bit awkward. According to the internet, they play Murktide, but who knows? They could be on anything. If we draw a random land, this hand is good. So, like, even a Mutavault can cast our Hex Catchers. We have uncounterability, that's for sure, one way or another.
Murktide. Not a lot of scam we've seen in this league.
Scam is going down big time in numbers. It's like just collapsing. I guess it just cannot deal with the new Crashing Footfalls deck, which we have not seen at all so far this entire challenge.
You didn't tell me there was a new component to it.
Oh yeah, there's a new Leyline card that came out. Leyline of the Guild Pact, which then makes all their lands all land types and also all their creatures all colors. Now that's important because it really doesn't combo with anything except one card, and it's called Sign of Draco. It's that 4/4 dragon that says like all your green creatures have trample, all your like blue creatures have hexproof, all your I don't know your red creatures have haste.
I see.
So yeah,
So,
and all your white creatures have lifelink. So I think it also gives vigilance somewhere in there. I don't know what. I guess all black creatures get something.
Death Touch maybe.
But the point being, yeah, maybe it's Death Touch. So the point being, it turns everything into a hexproof vigilance trampling creature. So you have a bunch of rhinos out. They like crash through at vigilance. So they're attacking and defending and gaining a huge chunk of life at the same time. I mean, even just Sign of Draco by itself is like a huge hassle. The hexproof is very, very strong. But on the downside, those ley lines are clunky. And it makes the rest of the deck a little bit more clunky as well. They do play like, what's it called? What's the enchantment called? The white enchantment that exiles anything except lands. Leyline Binding.
Yeah.
So they play Leyline Binding, but the problem with Leyline Binding is if you don't have that Leyline of Abundance out, you can't play it for 1 mana. So like if you don't have Leyline out, then it's just a 2 mana spell, which makes the, in my opinion, the Rhinos deck way slower. So like there's a lot of games where they're just going land pass, which against like a Merfolk deck, for example, is bad. So I think it's a bit high variance. I think even for this deck, there is in the sideboard, what's it called? Ether Gust. This is what Ziegel put in his sideboard. I don't think it's like a big deal, this deck. I'm willing to just race a Sign of Draco. I would rather not overreact to something like this. I have in the sideboard because whatever, this is closer to his design. But I would just gamble it. I would just. It's not even a big gamble. I've raced the Sign of Draco with my other decks like so many times. It's really not that big of a deal. You have Subtlety in the main. They play Draco. You Subtlety it, and then all of a sudden they're super far behind. You play your Lord. You crack in for 5 or something. They play Scion. You play another Lord. You win. I mean, you actually can outrace them. The only thing that's dangerous is if they have the Scion and a bunch of removal. That can be a problem. But if they're just tapping out, Scion turn 2, Rhinos turn 3, they could be dead. Depending on how the draw plays out, how the game plays out.
If they don't got that Shattered Agent.
Shardless Agent.
It's been too long. It's been like a month and a half since I've been here.
It's been a while. But yeah, that's the only metagame shakeup. At first it was going to be Zoo. Zoo was playing that Scion card. Now Zoo seems to be just dead. It's just the only one who wants to play that Scion card is the Rhinos deck. So Rhino's probably going to get a card banned out of it. Maybe Violent Outburst. Maybe just the Crashing Footfalls. And force players to play, I don't know, Ancestral Vision or something. Okay, our opponent has showed up.
Fine.
They're gonna. Well, let's go. We're gonna play. We got a game.
I want them to go. Free wins.
Yeah. Spoken like a true Magic player. You don't care how you make top 8, so long as you make top 8. Which we can't do now. We have 2 losses in this event. We're 3-2.
You never know.
Okay, it looks like we are up against Murktide. Looking more and more like that. Yep. 1 drop or a land is quite appreciated.
We
did get a land. Might as well flash in a Hex Catcher. I really don't like Ragavan coming in and poking us for any amount of damage. But it looks like our opponent is very prepared here. With some sort of removal spell. But like whatever. Anything that deflects from our Master of the Pearl Trident is fine.
There should be a Cavern of Souls that prevents any counter spells at casting.
I hate when they grab Tideshaper. Anyway, I just hate it because they can like play like DRC and then like Tideshaper at the same time. That is weird. Don't you want to like spend your mana? That seems like such a waste.
There should be a card like Cavern of Souls that gives you protection from counter spells at casting, but also gives you hexproof for just 1 whole turn. that they can't instant you.
Right on time, Cenote Scout. How do I use this? I mean, I guess I could play it right now. And then we just hope to draw a land? Yeah, it's a free roll. Because otherwise I was going to play something here. We got Ether Vial. Okay, put the card in the graveyard. Yes. I don't need to draw that thing. And pass. Ha! Tide Shaper is not very big. No, is it? No, it's a puny Tide Shaper. Puny Tide Shaper.
Gonna pay the life power. Ooh.
Hopefully they play Unholy Heat. No, it's gonna be Bolt. Never lucky. Sure. I'm again gonna try to block this Ragavan with this Hex Catcher. And next turn we'll move up to Svelune territory. Finally they ran out.
Mm-hmm.
I found a Flood Strat. Good for you. I think they played their land for the turn. They had a fetch land last turn. Oh, they have another Ragavan. That's the deal around here. Flood Strat that they couldn't use, so that means they had like 2 dead cards. Take this up. Ooh, a Tide Shaper. Okay. Can only play one of these, so I might as well play the Tide Shaper. Reduce the amount of red mana my opponent has. I don't mind. And then we'll attempt to get this Svelune in play. What do they have here? Land, instant, sorcery, creature. Yeah, they have Delirium, so they can smoke my Svelune. Ledger Shredder is evil. Oh, I should play the Svelune right now. Oh shoot, do you have Unholy Heat? I hope I'm not doing this prematurely. You have another burn spell on top of your deck? It's very unlucky. Or I guess, no, they played Expressive Iteration, but still, it's like 3 burn spells out of 7 in the top quarter of their deck. Alternatively, like how I could play this game is, no, I don't even know what to do. I could have let this thing hit me. We play Tishana's Tidebinder, counter the trigger, and on next turn we play Master the Pearl Trident, maybe attack or something. So now they got the engine going where we're going to get really screwed. I'm just going to let it hit us. Now at this point we're like really far behind and we just have to hope they don't draw any more removal. And I'm just going to go all out on them. What do they do with their... What do they do with the Ledger Shredder? Draws a card, discards counterspell? Okay. We're in racing mode. One good advantage is that this Tide Shaper is...
Unblockable.
Well, no, it's a 1-1 because I have no island. Actually, maybe I'll counter this thing when they try to play 2 spells a turn. Tishana's Tidebinder. It's very rare I get this online.
But it's happening.
Sure. You get both attacks in. This is just for 4. Please hit nothing. Ooh, please play that. You, by all means, it's all yours.
Oh, he's gonna go for it. Oh no, he's adding blue or red.
This is like really the thing I want to counter. If they have more Ragavans in hand, they could play them. Preordain is played. Okay, so with this Connive trigger on the stack, we'll activate, turn that offline. Do you have a response? You want to kill my creatures? Oh, they were thinking, yeah, they have a removal spell. And they want to kill my Master of the Pearl Trident in response to a Svalun. Another removal spell. This is how I usually lose to Murktide. It's just infinite removal. Please play this. Please have never played against Merfolk before. Okay, so they Unholy Heats, Master of the Pearl Trident. Which I suspected. I don't know what to say about this. We went through 1/3 of their deck, and they have more than 2/3 of their removal spells. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, another one? Oh, it's another Ragavan. It's on blocking duty. Okay, so there's some good news out of that.
Lord.
A Lord would be good. That's not bad either.
Indestructible now.
Yeah, I guess maybe we pass. I can just block this Ragavan if they try to attack. This thing's offline for the time being. Another expressive iteration, sure. How many Ragavans are we through? This is the 3rd Ragavan. Got Spire Bluff Canal, which will come into play tapped, I think. Yeah, okay, so that's good news. So they don't have good attacks. Okay, they thought they had good attacks. Easy block. I have an easy attack next turn. Although I do need a Lord to get some Lord to push damage.
Big ones. Boom.
Fortunately, that's not an island for the Tide Shaper. Yeah, I can't get through at the moment, so let's just attack, draw. Draw for days here. Definitely not going to play that. Oh, they're afraid of Hexcatcher. Well, if I had Hexcatcher, I'd attack with everything. Maybe I can I think I'm pretty close where I can just go wide. So long as I don't let this Shredder draw, discard, that it makes it harder for them to get rid of the counter spells in their hand, because they do have a lot of counter spells in the main deck. Looks like this is another expressive iteration. Oh, Unholy Heat on this thing. Sure. And then I can re-hit the Shredder again.
And then he'll resign.
Oh no, this is Murktide. No, that's not going to trigger. How big is this? It's an 8/8, so they can't. They still can't, attack with. Well, they probably could attack with Murktide if they want to.
Lord of Trickster would be pretty good right now.
I wonder if they were going to attack with the Ledger Shredder. It's not insane. Lord Trickster. I have no idea what I want. There we go. That's a Lord.
Helps his Lord. Helps his little guy too.
Hopefully they don't have subtlety. Okay. This is just lethal.
Yeah. All right.
Cenote Scout might have helped there. Might have helped a little bit. Okay, we're going to bring in all the interaction, including Stern Scolding, even on the draw. Take out all the 2-for-1s. What else am I taking out here? Oh yeah, Deshaun's Tidebinder, very clunky. I guess take out one Cenote Scout to not get blown away by EE on 1, not Brotherhood End, but basically EE on 1. I will not bring on Chalice. I'm trying to figure out how to beat this matchup without Chalice on 1, because Chalice on 1 actually is just too clunky for me. I'd actually would much prefer to be lower to the ground and either try to kill their creatures, but if I can't kill their creatures, be on par with them on curve. Sounds totally keepable.
Totally. They kept a solid 7-2.
All right. I can do nothing about this. They put a card on top. They like it. But we also have like a Mishra's Bauble. We also have a Mishra's Bauble. Carminisols, Merfolk. Play the Cenote Scout. Honestly, no. Well, I mean, I guess it's fine. We're not really high up on land, so we might as well get some lands here. If this thing is gonna die anyway, so do you know what? Yeah, I was like, I always want to draw a non. Are you gonna attack? Are you nuts? Oh, they have nothing. Are they on a one-lander? How is this gonna play out? Well, I don't need this green source in play at all, so I'll play a Misty Rainforest. What am I going to do? Attack? Play Ether Gust at the right moment? I like that I can Ether Gust this thing away. I think the idea is to, like, kill my creature, but you can't grow this in time. Alternatively, I can cast 2 Tide Shapers in 1 turn. That is possible. Okay, I'm going to attack. Would you like to block? They do not like to block. They do not want to block. If I Ether Gust this thing back in play, and then next turn I go Tide Shaper Lord, then I could get really blown out by Brotherhood End. Anyway, so I guess I'm gonna... like, this Ether Gust is meant for this card. Unholy Heat to kill this thing. Sure. I think at their draw step, I'm going to put the Dragon Rage Chandler back on top of their deck. And the only thing that punches me is... there's a few ways of dealing with this. Maybe I do nothing. Okay, we just let them do whatever. Maybe they'll go fetch and then I can get rid of it completely. Another Dragon Rage Chandler. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Oh, God. Okay, well, we Ether Gust one back. They'll probably put it on top of their deck. They put it on the bottom. Yeah, they want lands more than they need those things. Stern Scolding. I think I'm going to hold that up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I can hold it. Okay, I'm going to pay 2 life. And we can cast with Kicker. The Tide Shaper. Do they have Subtlety? They might have Subtlety in hand. They have Subtlety. Okay.
Dang.
Not a bad result, though. I think I'll even keep it on top. Top or bottom? Top. I think I'll leave it on top. Do they have any other creatures to play here? And I'm going to hold up the Stern Scolding. Hope I'm not being too passive here. Yeah, I got to keep these things off the board. Okay, do you have another one? Because I have another one. It's probably worth it to play another Tide Shaper. Probably. Yeah, and then if we draw another blue source, then I can just start casting Lords like crazy. If they don't draw a land here, it's going to be like our Amulet game. Oh, you drew a land, but how useful is it? Explosives on 0 while your Dragon Rage Channeler is out. Interesting move. Oh, they screwed up. They meant to play it for 1 blue, and they screwed it up. They accidentally played it for 0, which triggered Dragon Rage Channeler. I guess they saw the top card of their library. It's not very good. Interesting. If they play it for, like, let's say they do play it for 1. They do nothing this turn. Next turn, I attack for 6, put them to 13. Next turn, they do nothing. What was my next draw? Lords. Okay, our draws were not good because we needed, like, 1 more land. Oh, God. We'd have been clunked up at, like, 1 card. But it would have been a 2 for 2. They would have eaten up their DRC. No, it's not that bad. Okay, next turn I play Lord, attack for 6. Next turn, they crack EE, killing their Dragon Rage Challenge. Next turn, I play another Lord, attack for 3. And they still have to deal with our infinite Lords. But unfortunately, it's just 1 card a turn. All right, so we're 4-2 so far.
This is good games.
Oh, thank you very much.
Maybe too late already.
And I'll see you guys in the last round. We're here for the last round of this Modern Challenge. And apparently we're up against Living End, if that's really what we're up against. This hand is awkward. It has no counterspell. Although this deck has no main deck counterspells, period. Like, if this was Force Negation, I could easily keep this. It does have, like, turn 1 Mutavault and into Cenote Scout, and then maybe I can get something. But, like, it's actually really slow, really clunky. Because I get it, my turn 1 play on turn 2. I may not get anything else in play after that. I may or may not. I think I'm going to mulligan this. And Stern Scolding is Stone Cold Dead. This hand is also awkward. Okay, so Tishana's Tidebinder can counter, but, like, I don't... So I have a good clock. Turn 1 Tide Shaper, turn 2 Tide Shaper, maybe a Mass of the Pearl Trident if I draw the appropriate land. I do have Subtlety to hit, I don't know, a Grief. This is also a poor hand. These hands are not good. This Cenote Scout deck is not treating me well on mulligans.
Show them your card holder you got from Taiwan. With the cat making the buns.
No.
It's very cute.
This is close to keeping. Like, I am completely at the whim of, like, what I draw, so I'm going to mulligan this as well. Like, I think I'd rather... This Modern Challenge just sucked. It's brutal. Just so bad. Okay, Cenote Scout, we now depend on you. If there was a time for Cenote Scout to do something, it's now.
I mean, the Amulet match was going to be the Amulet match, but the mill match was just bad.
Well, the mill, it's like all of them come down to mulligan. I mulligan so much. It's not really the deck at all. It has nothing to do with the deck. Although there was, like, one time I think I drew, like, 2 Cenote Scouts, no green mana. But it's not that big of a deal. I got Tide Shaper put in my graveyard. Absolutely, I don't need many of those. Okay, so if we draw a land, so that top deck was not going to be a land, so I'd have been stuck on 1 land for at least a few turns.
Maybe he has no lands at all. He kept a no lander.
No, that's not happening.
Huh?
We really need to curve into our 3rd land here.
Maybe you should play Living End.
If I draw a land, no, I'm not playing Living End. If I draw a land, maybe I can Shaper this, and then Shaper the next land, and hope they don't have a green source for, like, Shardless Agent or something.
Let's see, a Riverwinder.
In fact, this is a 2-2 is going to help, and they are already bolting themselves. Okay, Grief away. They've got quite the dilemma. Could be Tishana's Tidebinder, which cannot be cast, or they might go for a Tide Shaper, which can be cast.
Vegas Odd says, yeah.
They took a Tide Shaper. So that, like, guarantees that they can probably combo off, assuming they curve out. I mean, I still need to curve out just to get my Tidebinder online. Okay, that's interesting. Land, please. And I really depend on this being a land. See, let's go. Do your thing. No. Ether Vial put in the graveyard? Yes. Okay, looks like I am...
Shaping your deck.
Yeah, sure. Okay, there is a world where if I can draw a land and a lord, these Tide Shapers can, like, save me. Oh, no, I can't because there's Grief over here. Because Grief is here, if I have a Lord of Atlantis in my hand, it's useless. What do I need here? I need, like, land hit this, because...
Mamma Mia.
Yeah, Mamma Mia is right. How much power is this? 3, 6, 9. Oh, that's gonna be brutal. They'll just make sure I don't have a land on top of my deck. Street Wraith. Do our best.
Good luck. Imagine if these two guys actually dumped 2 lords into the graveyard, and then they get Red Bot back from living in.
Well, I'd love it. Yeah, that's great if you can construct that situation.
That's a great tech.
I'm gonna subtlety my Tide Shaper. Do they not realize this is not kicked? This literally does nothing. Anyway, I'll put it on the bottom. We don't want it. We don't want it. We don't need it. But maybe they're stuck on... Like, I don't know how they can be stuck on anything. Unless they have no Cascader. Oh, they have no Cascader. Or they don't have their last land. Which is actually good, because if I can draw a land... Oh, now they're dead. If I draw a land. Okay, land, and they are toast. That would have been just a very lucky win game 1 versus Living End.
Come on. How many islands in the deck? How many?
Islands, Cavern of Souls.
Anything. Put them down to 1.
Wasn't meant to be. I could still... can I do anything? No, I can't. So now I have to hope that they don't have a Cascader. Which is also possible.
Fetch lands offline. Is he gonna squeak it out? Well, he's like, Because
Yeah,
if he
they
had
are
it.
like that.
If he had it.
Well, no, but if they have Violent Outburst, they might be like, well, to play around this stuff.
Counterspell.
Yeah, they have Violent Outburst here. Okay, so, and I think they're just going to stomp us hard. I wonder, was it worth it, like, subtlety last turn? No, they have their own subtlety. Anyway, I can do nothing about this. Or I guess, you know what I should have done? Well, it doesn't matter. Or maybe it does matter. How much damage is this? You know, there was a line I didn't think about. I should play subtlety in response to this. Put the subtlety in my graveyard. Then when this all comes back up. Because this is only 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Like, I can chump block this, right? Hold on, so it's 3. I can chump block with a few things. Okay, I screwed that up. Okay, what are they going to take from me? Probably my lord.
Misclick.
Yeah, I could have used the subtlety on the battlefield. So if I dump this into the graveyard in response to Violent Outburst, I'd have a 3/3 in play to at least chump block for 1 turn. They took the subtlety! What is wrong with them? Oh, they're going to stack them at the top of my deck anyway. Shouldn't they have looked at the top of my deck first? 3 lands! 3 lands. Come on, I didn't draw any lands for the first 4 turns. Or actually, first 5 turns. Like, I've been dumping cards in my graveyard through Cenote Scout. Cenote Scout didn't find a single land. I have a food token, which is useless. Land? No. Okay, hold on. And they can gain 3 life next turn.
Unbelievable.
So I can't really... 3, 6, 9, 12, 15...
You're boned.
15, 18. Yeah, I needed 1 blocker here. Am I still dead here, even if I double blocked? Yeah, I was dead anyway. Pretty rotten luck. Well, there is one that I would not personally have Stern Scolding. I really don't understand why so many lists are not playing Force Negation in the main. Now, this is a good matchup, so you don't need it here. Although it would help, because you're only really dependent on Hexcatcher and Tidebinder. Okay, so we want to bring in Subtlety. We want to bring in the Chalice. We want to bring in Force Negation. I would not bring in this. We'll definitely take out Stern Scolding. Does nothing. Take out some of the clunk with Sveiloon. Actually, we might keep some Sveiloons because we're going to be playing a lot of pitch spells. Keep maximum 1-drops. I'm fine with that. Trickster is useless. That looks good. Actually looks really clean. We have a bunch of 1-drops, which is fine to enable turn 2 Hexcatcher. A lot of beef, tons of interaction. Love it. By the way, you're bringing in Subtlety just to deal with grief. And also you just randomly throw in the graveyard if you really needed to. Really need to. But turn 1 grief is evil. This hand is good enough. I'll keep it. It has a lot of interaction, although need more mana for that interaction. I'd be very upset to lose to Living End, given that this is a very good matchup for Merfolk. You know, the regional championships, it's like a 90%er.
I think this Cenote scout's gotta go.
You know, I can't say like there's anything wrong with the Cenote scout. Like, we have just been running poor. Our mulligans are poor and our draws are worse.
It's clogging up your man.
We go through 6 cards. Like, we've had several matches now. We just go through 6, 7 cards. We cannot draw a single land. And all we need is a random land. So we are going to, hold on. Okay, so what is the rule here? I'm going to hold this, hold priority upkeep. If we want to draw a land, we should naturally draw the card. If we want to draw gas, we have to play Cenote Scout first. Okay, so let's naturally draw our card. Because if there is a land 1 card deep, then it'll be top decked right here. But if we play Cenote Scout too early and there's like a spell on top, then like, well, we could dump it, but then we might as well have drawn it.
Ta-da!
Yeah, ta-da!
Holy moly!
But will we be there in time? We need to top deck 1 more land. Oh shoot, do they have like Mystical Dispute here? They know about the Tishana's Tiebinder. There, finally. Cenote Scout actually drew a land that we found a land finally. Not that it's Cenote Scout's fault in any other situation.
It's not your fault, Cenote Scout. It's okay.
So next turn, well, I mean, we can still get obliterated. Like, next turn, we need to draw Hexcatcher, land, Hexcatcher, land, Force of Negation, maybe. No, Force of Negation will only beat Shardless Agent. What is this? Oh, you want to play around my Tishana's Tiebinder? That's fine. No, that's very bad. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play a Lord. They're going to Living End. Unfortunate, so we're going to hit them for 6. They're going to Living End. In response to the grief that comes back, we play Master of the Pearl Trident, hope to just top deck another Lord. Like, that'd be fine to top deck here. I'm just going to deal as much damage as possible. There's Waker of Waves. 1 card in hand, 1 in graveyard. It's going to shrink everything as well. I will say, if this was Dockhand, I could tap their land at their turn. Although I wouldn't have an extra land here, period. No, but I would have set up Tishana's Tidebinder. Yeah, so even if I don't draw a land when I had... No, how would it play out differently? This Lord wouldn't be in play if it wasn't for Cenote Scout. So if I had Dockhand, I would be able to counter one living end. But that's it. I will put nothing in play.
Counterspell, counterspell, counterspell.
They will Violent Outburst at our upkeep. This isn't lethal. So if we top deck an Island Walk Lord... I sort of wish I could dismember one of our creatures.
That would be pretty sick tech.
No, that's very silly tech. Or maybe it is a lot of damage. How much damage is this? 9, 18? Shoot! It's lethal! Because I shocked myself with this breeding pool. Alright, Cenote Scout, you do your worst. You show them. Subtlety from the graveyard, absolutely. Yeah, you can help put stuff in the graveyard, I guess. And they know about the Aether Vial, so I guess we'll play it. So I have to chump block with something? Well, actually, it's not much of a chump block. Cenote Scout actually outclasses Shardless Agent. So I can block that easily. What is this? If I get a Lord, that's 4, 4, 7, 9. If I draw Tricks... No, I decided out Trickster, right? Trying to figure out how to turn off this Waker of Waves. Oh, another creature gets +2/+0 and gains Trample? So am I just screwed here? So this is 9. I block this. So 9 + 6, 15. 9 + 6, 15, 18. Not good. I mean, I'm dead no matter what I want to do. Because I have to double block this, and it will certainly kill off both of them. That's an illegal block if I just block by itself.
It's illegal.
I guess that is okay. So I take 12. I have no idea where I'm going to go after this. They might have another Violent Outburst just to finish us off. Yeah, they are going to play Violent Outburst. Oh, Flame of Anor. That is weird.
You can pay
Does
the
it have
cost.
Trample? Oh, it does have Oh, it does has Trample. I'm just dead. I'm just stone cold dead. We got 2-0 by Living End.
What is happening?
With the Simic deck. The hand wasn't even that bad. It was like completely fine. All right, so we go 4-3 overall. Impressions of the deck. I don't know what to say about... Okay, so first off...
Bad mulligans. That has to be accounted for.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the league... Sorry, the challenge didn't run very well. There were some games where, like, you know, I'm just stone cold screwed. If I were to change this deck, So let's make some, like, big adjustments. I definitely would have Force Negations in the main. Like the times that we lost, we just got goldfished because we couldn't interact with them. Not sure if I would put the third one in, probably. So I'm just making, like, if I were to play this in my style, probably do this. Don't need the third Surveillance. Usually it's awkward. I side it out. I would probably do away with the Ether Gust. I don't think that's necessary. Maybe have... I can't tell if I want more Stern Scoldings or Dismembers. Maybe I'll just split it up 2 and 2. And then we have, like, what, 3 more cards? I can't even say my matchups were that bad. We got Mill. We got Living End. Although, against both those, we don't have Force main deck. Just trying to look at one of my current lists.
If I were to change...
Harbinger. Oh, Spell Pierce.
If I were to change this deck, I'd just make it...
Spell Pierce. Although, if I bring Spell Pierce in, it's probably going to kick out Cenote Scout. Or something else. I don't know if this is going to be too much. It may or may not be too much. And then I guess that's it. I think that's it. Oh, Spreading Seas. There's no more Spreading Seas. Maybe that's all that I need to have.
Oh, yeah.
We have 1 Spreading Seas on the sideboard.
Not enough.
I don't know. Something like this is how I would play it.
We need 4 Spreading Seas in the main.
Zeagle's version with, like, Harbinger in the main, like, Zeagle had Harbinger in the main. I don't think that would have helped us in any of our losses. We lost to Amulet, we lost to Mill, and we also lost to Living End, so that would have been completely useless to me in the main. I really felt starved for this main deck interaction. But again, it's possible that there was really nothing wrong with the deck. We just ran bad. Although, like, against Living End, I could have just used... If I had just 1 more turn... Actually, the Force of Negation would have done nothing versus them. Because they played Violent Outburst, if I remember correctly. Will I play Cenote Scout? I don't know. Maybe. I'll try a little bit more out. It's not something I'm looking for. It is... I will say, again, if nobody brings in Blood Moon versus us, it probably is the best 1-drop Merfolk that we have available to us. Easily. Also, yeah... it's just going to be the best 1-drop that we have available in our arsenal. But outside of that, like, I'm not that excited to splash. I'm still not that excited to splash green.
Excited.
We only have 1 Artawar over here, but we can live without it. A lot of people are going to be excited for Cenote Scout Merfolk. I will say, hey, there's a lot of good matchups for Merfolk right now. Rhinos, Living End, what's it called? I think that Zoo deck is also a very good matchup. So whatever variation of Merfolk you want to play, I think it's all good. You go for it. So that's going to be the challenge. Let me give a thumbs up for Cenote Scout Merfolk. Take care, and see you fishing next time.